Hi, and welcome to this daily hip mobility class. By practicing this sequence regularly, you'll help to open up your hips, which will improve the health of your spine and your mobility in general. So let's begin lying down onto the back. I want you to start with your left ankle crossed over your right knee. Draw your left knee towards your right armpit, and then use your hand to gently move the knee away from you. And let's do this 6 times. Each one, seeing if you can move maybe just a centimeter further, and then change sides. Notice if one side feels to move better in one direction compared to the other. Just notice. Over time, as we practice more regularly, those imbalances will start to soften. But just remember that the body is inherently asymmetrical, so we might not ever get to perfect symmetry. Good. Now cross your left knee over your right knee, and we're going to hug towards the right armpit and then reach it away. Hug towards armpit and use the hands to move away. 4 more times. Focus on pausing in the end range close to the armpit where you feel the stretch before releasing. And remember, you're not trying to force or yank, you're just gently allowing the hip to open. The nervous system reacts best when it feels safe and you can relax into it, softening the tension instead of creating more tension by being aggressive with the body. Let's change sides now. And again, notice any difference. If one side feels tighter, more restricted, or less restricted. And even notice if there's better movement quality in general on one side versus the other, or more connection, mind-body connection on one side versus the other. Just noticing, just gathering information. No judgment about it. With the feet close together, let the knees open up wide into a stretched position. Pause, and then squeeze the knees back together. When you open up the knees wide, if you're not feeling much of a stretch, you can contract the outer buttocks to try to pull the knees closer towards the ground before you squeeze back. We'll go 4 more times. As you open up, you can do the squeeze as long as you don't feel any pinching or pain in the groins and adductors. And when you bring the legs back together, squeeze at the top for a moment to feel those muscles contract. Good job. Now, last part, in order to open up the front of the hip, we need strong glutes and hamstrings. So let's roll the hips up, lift up into a bridge position, contract your buttocks, move the buttocks towards the backs of the knees, and pull the skin from the backs of the legs towards the buttocks. Lower down and lift back up. Squeeze at the top. Now, holding this position, you can make it more challenging and the opening come even further by practicing marching in this bridge position. Bring one leg up and then the other. If that's too challenging, or if you feel it uncomfortable in your lumbar spine, just hold the static bridge. And as you practice this sequence more regularly, the hips will get healthier and you won't feel as much tension in the back. Feel that the down leg, you can feel the buttock turn on, squeeze, engage as the other leg lifts up. And by working the muscles in the back, we're helping to open up the muscles in the front where you get tight from all the sitting. Lower your buttock down. Good. Now open your arms out to the side. Take the feet the width of your mat or slightly wider, and let the knees swivel over to the right as you look to your left. Knees to the left as you look to your right. One more round. Good. Now bring your knees in towards your armpits and just notice how far the knees can go comfortably. Now roll yourself up. We're going to practice a little bit more of the internal rotation. So with the feet the width of the mat and your hands behind you, let your right knee roll in towards your left ankle, heel, and then come back to center. We'll repeat that 5 times. To intensify it, you can more upright your chest. To make it mellower, walk your hands further back or go onto your elbows. Or you can even practice lying down still. Good. Now change sides. Roll the left knee towards the right heel. Press the knee down towards the ground at the bottom before you come back to center. Good. Now cross the legs, come onto the hands and the knees. Let's go through 3 rounds of cat-cow to mobilize the lumbar, which will have an effect on the hips. Round through your spine. As you inhale, come into extension, into a back bend. 2 more times. Good. Now upright yourself. Bring your right foot forward. Curl your back toes under and roll your buttocks towards the back of your knee. This will help to open up the front of the hip. If this is done well, you won't need to move as far forward in space. Reach down through the left shin and then start to bring your hips forward towards your right heel and then come back. Remember to keep that butt tuck so we can open up here. Lean forward and come back. 4 more times. Exhale and inhale to come back. Good. Change sides. Right knee down. Roll the buttock under Keep a little mild butt squeeze to help to improve the opening. Rock forward into the stretch and come back. Keep reaching straight down through your right shin towards the ground as you lift through the front of the hip. Good. Now let's come into a 90-90 position with the left shin in front. Open up your chest and sit tall. As you exhale, lean out over your knee. As you inhale, upright your spine. Pausing in the end range. Using your hands initially to press yourself back up. But over time, as you practice this more regularly, you can start to press down with your left shin and use the strength of your hip muscles and your core to bring you back up. And this is going to integrate the core with the hip to help us to become more athletic, more flexible, more mobile. How's the breath? Calm through the nose to help to soothe the body. Last one here. Change sides, so now the right shin comes forward, left leg out to the side. Pausing in the end range to make sure you feel the stretch. That's the most important part of it. To pause there, to feel the sensation before bringing yourself back up. Now we're going to come into a squat position. So for some, this isn't going to be accessible, and then you'll just sit with your buttock on a chair or blocks. If you're holding in the squat, just breathe there. 5 breaths. If you're getting your chair or blocks, you can do that now. Over time, if you're in the chair, you'll slowly start to lower it, but don't force, just feel what's appropriate for your hips. Now, whichever one you're doing, whether you're on the chair or you're in the full squat, bring your right hand towards your left ankle. Use your left hand to pry your chest open, roll open, and then come back to center. Chest towards the ground, gaze to the ground. Turn and open. Chest to the ground. 2 more. Feel your buttock bones drop down as your heart lifts. Last one. And change sides. Left hand comes to right shin or ankle. Right hand to the knee. Rotate, turn your chest towards the sky. Turn your chest to the ground. Drop both butt bones down as you twist. 2 more. Inhaling to twist open and exhaling to turn the chest to the ground. Last one. Come to center with the elbows onto the insides of the knees. Sit tall in your squat for a moment. Thank you so much for practicing this hip mobility sequence with me. If you enjoyed it, then you can hit the like button, and that will let other people on YouTube know that this is a good video for them to practice as well. If you haven't already, I'm going to put a link below. You can try my mobility course, which is going to help you step by step to improve your full body mobility. I'll put the link in the description as well as the first comment. Members of my course are what support the channel, so thank you so much for giving back. And you can try this course for 2 weeks free by clicking the link just to see if it's something you like. You won't get stuck if it isn't. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.